Hey guys, this is Patrick with MT Knives coming to you today with today's Expert Counsel segment of the week. Today's question comes from Rodney. Rodney was asking me about the Tumbler USA sharpening system. So what it is it's a round cylinder with diamond abrasive on the face of it, and it comes with a magnetic block with angles already set. And so the way this sharpener works is you place that angle block on the countertop or cutting board or whatever, and you attach your knife to it, and the magnets hold the knife up against it. And then they show simply rolling the cylinder up and down the blade until the blade is sharp. So, as you may guess, he was wanting to know if it was legit or a good system. And I politely replied back, it's a legit piece of something. Anyways, no. I would not recommend the system. Actually, Jack, I believe, has one. I don't remember if he has the Tumbler brand or another brand. So there was one brand that was original. I don't remember which one it was, and then there's a bunch of knockoffs. The concept is kind of sound like it makes sense that it would kind of work, but the problem is it really has limitations. Any system designed to do a task is designed with, certain parameters involved, but for the application, I don't feel like it's a good purchase. If you're just looking for something, say you only have an 8-inch chef's knife that you want to sharpen and you want to use this system, I think it would do fairly well, okay, at sharpening that style of knife. But when you start using smaller knives or whatever, you're going to run into problems. And on top of that, it's not going to do a great job at the heel of the knife and at the tip of the knife. And that is, a lot of these systems are going to struggle sharpening the heel of the knife or the tip of the knife. And even with hand sharpening, those are two areas that the advantage with hand sharpening is you can pinpoint the section of blade that you want to work on. And so if a lot of times when you're sharpening, you'll actually raise a burr on the belly of the knife first. The tip gets used more, and the heel, it's harder to concentrate your passes. So what happens is you're either going to start on the tip of your knife or the heel of the knife when you're sharpening, and you start moving as you sharpen down the blade, and so more time gets spent on the belly and the center of the blade than on the heel and the tip. So when we're sharpening, we are going to spend time developing just the heel and just the tip. And that way you can have your knife fully sharpened the way it should be. The other problem I have with the tumbler type system is as you're dragging that wheel down the table, you've got some abrasives doing an edge trailing a stroke, and you got some abrasives doing a leading stroke, and you end up with these more arced sharpening scratches in your blade. The nice thing about hand sharpening is we can decide whether or not we want, how we want that scratch pattern to be and how we want that burr to form. And then in the middle of that cylinder, if you're doing a knife that's going to kind of fall in the midsection of that tumbling cylinder, you got all sorts of stuff going on. So anyways, all that being said is I think it's kind of a unique way to tackle the problem. But man, I say this time and time again, just learn the skill of sharpening, and you will not have to rely on any type of system or gadget. It's not that hard. It just requires a little bit of practice. And once you have that skill, it's just going to pay dividends. You're never going to struggle, whether it's a small knife, a large knife, whether it's scissors, no matter what the tool that you need to sharpen, when you learn the skill of sharpening, you are going to be able to sharpen any of these knives, any of these cutting tools that are thrown your way. So, oh yeah, that's probably, so when I was at the blade show, I just got back from the blade show. There is a Stack's heat treating. They were giving out these carbide sharpeners. And I told the guy, I'm like, man, you're killing me. You're killing me. Like, I always tell people not to use these things on their knives. And then I was like, I know what you guys are doing. You're trying to get more business. You want people to destroy their knives so they have to buy more knives and have more knives heat treated. So anyways, these carbide sharpeners, like in a pinch, if I had nothing else to use, which is almost never, I might use them for something. I went ahead and took one just because, I don't know, just to make me laugh or something. I don't know. But this is not the way you want to sharpen your knives. Learn the skill and get good at it, and it will serve you well in the future. I get it. There's just no shortcuts in life. If you want to lose weight, if you want to build muscle, if you want to build a business, if you want to learn how to sharpen knives, there's just no shortcut. Do the work, learn the skill, it'll serve you well. That's all I got. Thanks, Rodney, for the question. If you guys have questions, send them to me. I'll try not to be too hard on you. But this has been Patrick from MT Knives. Have a great day.